Joining us now is not only a man who came out of the LSU factory back in the day, but also a man who used to be feared as a punt returner. Now he's grown old, okay? Doesn't return punts anymore. He's too old of a man. He's still got it, though. Had the game-winning pick this past weekend in the NFL's biggest game of the season. You know him from LSU in Arizona. He's become a staple of this Minnesota Vikings defense. Ladies and gentlemen, the legend, Patrick Peterson.
Yeah!
What's up, man?
What's happening?
Hey, how come you don't return punts anymore? You too fucking old, dude. You can't do it anymore? You can't catch the punts anymore? You scared of the punters? What's the problem?
Nah, I can still catch it, but I think I'm a little bit more durable on the corner end of it than a punt returner.
All right, I understand. I remember we played against you at the Cardinals, and the entire game plan was, hey, this guy's fair catching the ball every single time. Listen, if you got to hit the ball, if you got to hit it 38 yards, we do not care. You hit it 38 yards, you're not doing it. Because he has, 102-yard, I think it's a punt return. You caught it at the one, go back in the end zone, do that whole thing. You're a weapon. You're an incredible athlete. People will talk about that forever. How do you think you've had this sustained success at the position of corner? Have you had to change your routine? Have you had to change the way you do things? Because you're playing your best ball right now, and obviously you're an older corner, which is not a normal thing around the NFL.
I think for the most part, just sticking to the process. You know, I've been in the league for a very long time, understanding what I need to do to get the body in shape, get the body prepared for a long season, and just really, up ramping my film study, because now I'm not as athletic as I was, not as fast as I was. Now I have to put my body in position before the play even start for me to be successful. And I believe that's what's been, giving me the upper hand in this year 12 for me.
Pat, do you actually feel that you're not as fast as you once were? You're not as athletic? Because watching you play is not the case, at least from someone watching as a fan. I know that.
Yeah, I mean, I'm still running around in the 20s on the little GPS thing they got for me, but I do still feel very athletic, but not as athletic as I was when I was 25.
Was there a moment when that happened, when you had to change your game a little bit? Like, okay, I'm going to, as opposed to trying to walk this guy, I'm going to give a little bit more of a cushion. Is that a decision that you make? And when was that?
Probably around year 7, because my first 6 years, man, it was literally strictly man to man. I mean, I'm guarding a receiver, sideline to sideline, hash to hash. I'm going inside, I'm playing outside. So at the end of the day, that was a lot of wear and tear on my body, so if I wanted to play this game 15 years, which is my goal, I had to start changing up things, changing the way I come into the season as far as my weight, changing the way now, expanding my vision, being able to play off the receiver a little bit more to where I can add more years to my career. So, yeah, around year 7, that's when I had to start, soul searching and self-scouting to change myself around.
I saw you on the plane, dude. You are fucking yoked, dude. You're lighter now than you were? Are you more cut up now than you were?
I am.
Yeah.
I am. Yeah, I'm right now. I'm at 197. So yeah, I'm definitely much more cut up. So you can see the lines in my abs a little bit more. My trap's a little bit better now. So
yeah, you look. I mean, look at this fucking dude. That's you. Hey, that's you right there, dude. I don't know if you know that. That's fucking you. If I was you,
that is me.
That's what I would look. That is me. If that was me, that's what I would look like every day. I don't know what you got that fucking jacket on for, dude. I'd be showing up.
Hey man, it's just freaking snowing outside. That's why.
Hey, it's snowing here. Hey, it's not like Minnesota. We were at Minnesota for the Super Bowl. It was like -12 pre-wind chill. Which I don't even know how you measure. How do they measure that? How do they even measure?
Right.
I don't know how they measure that. It's snowing here though. It's starting to get cold. We appreciate Patrick Peterson's joining us. Darius Butler has a question for you, Pat.
Yeah,
D-Butt, what up, baby?
What's happening, man? So you kind of talked about film study and stuff like that, and I heard you on the pod, on the All Things Covered pod that you do with BMAC. You were kind of talking about some of the things you would think about going into the plays. For the young corners out there that may be watching, young DBs, what's kind of like your process throughout the week? And then the second part of my question, you talk about how cold it is outside Minnesota. You're an avid golfer. So what you doing now when you get away from the facility?
Man, first part, the answer to the first part of your question, man. Now I don't have to worry about cover an assignment on guarding the number 1 receiver, this, that, and other. So now for me, I'm just putting all formations into a bucket. Putting 3x3s. 3x1s in a bucket, and putting all these formations like what they like to run in 3x1s. 2-by-2 formations, what they like to do when they align it empty, motion it empty. Now teams, as you know, D-Buck, they like to window dress in a lot of things. So they may start off in a 2-by-2 and end up in a 3-by-1. Now you have the process of elimination goes into part then,
Yep.
so you have to make sure that you're understanding formation, understanding splits, understanding cuts. And the biggest thing what guys really don't understand, understanding where that ball is on the hash. That's going to eliminate a lot of routes for you. Once you understand those 4 or 5 things, that'll help you become a better player for sure.
Man, it's awesome listening to the greats talk about why and how they become great. Have you always had this incredible work ethic? I assume you have, but at the point, you were more athletic than everybody, right? Coming out, you were more athletic than everybody, and I assume that, some people might have, like, for instance, if I had I already told you I'd be shirtless all the time. But if I had your athletic ability, it'd be hard for me to dive in as much on all the other shit. Have you always been like that through high school? At LSU, were you a big film junkie and everything, and you just were the perfect NFL prospect, or was there somebody that kind of showed you the ropes?
Man, I was lucky enough to have, relatives in the NFL like Brian McFadden, Kendall Pope, Walter McFadden, Santana Moss, and Norris Moss. So I had the opportunity to grow up around those guys when I was 17 years old, still in high school, trying to be what those guys were. I can remember working out with the Ike Taylors, the Will Gays, with Brian, just seeing how those guys conducted their business day to day. And that's what I wanted to do. So I had to implement that into my game at a young age. And I believe that's what helped me, sustain a long career, because I've been doing it for so long at a young age to where it's like second nature to me now.
Yeah, well, it showed up in a big moment this past weekend against the Buffalo Bills. This game was marked as the biggest game of the weekend. The Minnesota Vikings playing the Buffalo Bills, biggest game of the weekend, because the Minnesota Vikings are a different Minnesota Vikings than they have been. What have you seen behind the scenes with the presence of Kevin O'Connell and Kwesi and everything like that has really taken the Minnesota Vikings to where you are right now, as opposed to in years past where we all knew there was a bunch of talent, but inevitably the big bad wolf of the NFC North was the Packers. This year it just feels different. Why is that, Pat?
Yeah. I believe it just starts with the head guy, KO, man, just really honing in on situational football, being a smart football team. I believe we're probably one of the few least penalized football teams in the league, creating turnovers for the offense, being at our best when our best is required. I believe all of those things that he has brought into this building, guys have taken heed into that, because we lost so many games last year by not being a situational smart football team. And guys that's on this team last year, majority of those guys on the team the year before. So guys understanding the point of emphasis coming into this year, understanding that we have the talent, we have a new sheriff in town that believe in us, and that's going to put us in the right position. Now it's up to us to go out there and execute.
Before your question, AJ, can we talk about situational football and awareness here in overtime with the Buffalo Bills and the biggest play that was made here? Before this play even starts here, there's a lot of conversation happening on the back end. What are you telling folks here?
Hey, so this is actually what I was just telling D-Butt. And also, D-Butt, I can't play golf right now. I forgot to actually answer of your question, because it is definitely snowing out here. But they tried to hide this formation, what I was talking about. They came out in a 3-by-1 bunch, but they end up motioning back over to a 2-by-2. And one of their main concepts down here in the red zone is a laser Dino, which is a double post concept to try to clear out that safety to make that void in between the numbers and the hashes. So obviously I knew that. I saw 85. He's pretty much the clear out guy. And with me having great vision on the quarterback and the receiver, it gave me an opportunity to make a play on the ball.
Dahn, that's it. Okay. We win. At what moment did you say, "Oh shit, we won"? I'm gonna get down.
Soon as he threw it.
Hell of a play, AJ. Your question for Pat.
Yeah, I know your D coordinator Ed Donatel. What's it like with him? What's that scheme like? It seems like you've settled in pretty comfortable as far as it's gone. What's that guy like as a leader for your defense?
Man, Coach Ed is just absolutely the best, man. Just a cool, calm, collective guy, never yelling. love having fun, loving guys, loving on each other, enjoying the process. And that's what it's all about. And his scheme is just perfect, for me, because I feel like I have, really good ball skills, been in the league a very long time, understand schemes, and with the ability to now play with vision, I believe it's going to give me an opportunity, not only me, but guys on his defense to have opportunities to make plays. And it has been, I believe we're number one right now with taking the ball over and takeaways. We want to keep that going, and the proof is in the pudding. We just want to continue sticking to the process week to week and trying to get a win by the end of each and every week.
Dogs up front,
Yes,
too.
absolutely. The whole defense is fucking awesome to watch every single week. Is Harrison Smith the greatest white athlete you've ever seen?
I would probably have to agree with you. Yeah.
Yeah, I think so. Well, AJ always talks about it, and Aaron talks about him as well, the way he disguises coverages and how fast and how he's able to do that. Not everybody's able to do that. How comfortable are you guys? Because you guys have been together now a couple of years, right? The whole defense, just kind of a new person in charge?
We have, but honestly, man, it's even going back to last year, it's like we played for so long because we played in the league, 9+ years, to where we understand schemes, we understand defense, to where we can talk to each other without even saying a word, with just looking at each other. We know what position or what we need to be in, or where he wants me to be, or how he wants me to fit, and things like that. And that just, that comes with, with a bunch of experience and a bunch of time on the football field.
Ty Schmidt has a question for you, Pat.
Pat, going from Mike Zimmer to Kevin O'Connell, like, obviously you're a vet, you've been in the league for a long time, but how much does that shift kind of change your day-to-day and just how things are around the building when you go from a defensive head coach to an offensive head coach?
It's just a little bit lighter around here now. It's just, not so much, uptight, coach just letting guys be them, letting guys enjoy, the brotherhood, enjoying, the meeting time and things like that. And it's just a fun atmosphere. It was tough at times to have fun with Coach Zim. He's an old timer, and he want things done his way, and you can't do nothing but respect that. But the way Coach KO is running things it's loose, it's fun. Guys are enjoying coming to work each and every day, and also just playing for him. It just it just makes us that much more exciting to go out there and prepare for Sunday.
What is it? Cornhole, cards, ping pong, dice? What do you guys got over there?
Man, I like to play a little bid whiz. I like bid whiz. I love little spades.
Oh, cards, okay.
Cards. So I'm not real big into dice. So I'm more of a cards guy.
You guys are in cards locker room though?
Nah, no cards in the locker room. We normally go to one house.
No, that's even better. I mean, doing it. I mean, that's hanging out out of the building. Yeah, that's even in the building. In the building, what is there? Is there anything where, like, your players lounge? Is there anything?
Yeah, we have like a little players lounge inside the locker room where guys always, meet up there, talk about the game. The training room is always a big spot to go to. We just got this little recovering room, to where they have like these little floating beds and all the Normatechs in there. So that's a hot spot right now as well. So guys are been pretty much migrating all over the facility for sure.
I got to ask you about the spades though. Joker, deuce, or ace high?
You got to go Joker, deuce.
Oh man,
Are you good? You're a good player, huh? You're a good player. Yeah, you're a good player.
I mean, I can play. I won't consider myself like an awesome player, but I know the rules of the game.
Oh yeah. Okay. Yeah. The guy to your left, the TV's right over there. Don't ever play cards with this man. Don't ever play cards with this man, because the rules they just get bent. The rules just kind of get bent because it's how he understands the rules. It always got some of those. Yeah. Can't have.
You're allowed to steal the deal.
You always have one or two of those in the group.
Yeah, you can't have it. But it is great to hear though that you guys are playing cards.
Fight me.
The team. Hey. It looks like you guys are different this year. It's nice to hear that it is kind of that situation, because the way I've been talking about it, and no disrespect, because you've been on the Vikings for a long time, but like every game, I think it's tough for people to be like, No, the Vikings. The Vikings, because what the Vikings had been for a long time. I'm happy to see you guys experiencing some great success right now. You deserve it. Connor, your question for Pat Peterson.
Yeah, Pat, I assume Adam Thielen's going to have something to say about you saying Harrison Smith's the greatest white athlete you've ever seen. But how much does, having him and Justin Jefferson help you throughout the week as you practice against those type of receivers in preparation for guys like Stephon Diggs and Gabe Davis this past weekend?
Man, it's huge, but obviously during this time of the year, we don't pretty much see those guys throughout the week preparation. But going up against those guys throughout spring and training camp, mini camp, it does nothing but get you prepared for the season. Adam is a guy that has a lot of pastry in his routes, a lot of wiggle. He does a great job of setting up routes, making something look like something that's not really there. And Justin is just not only the ultimate competitor, he's probably the most, besides Devontae Adams, those guys are probably the most well-rounded receivers with size, route running ability, hands, deceptive speed, can block, so going up against those guys definitely prepare me for this long haul of a season for sure.
So, Geno Smith said they tried to write me off. I didn't write back, though. Trademark, patent pending, I believe. After the Arizona game, obviously you said some things about maybe what that organization had said to you. Was there ever a time you doubted that you were going to be able to play for 15 years, which has always been your goal? Or did you have to find a new freshness in yourself to kind of keep going? Or was there ever any of that whenever other people were saying it, even people of importance at a building?
Nah, never a doubt. I just needed a new change of scenery, though. That's all.
All right, well, I'm happy you don't return punts anymore, bro. Thank you. I'm very thankful you do.
I know a lot of people are, Pete.
Yeah. There's a lot of people that I know that are very excited that you don't do that anymore. We appreciate your time. Good luck the rest of the way.
Yes, sir, man. Always fun talking to you guys. And AJ, I'll see you in Tahoe soon, my guy.
Yeah, you'll be on the top of the
Yes,
leaderboard. Pat's very good. Pat McAfee.
Hey, I know he's very good. Yeah, I want to let you know I got a sim up here. So while you're practicing football and picking off Josh, I'm trying to yodely up that leaderboard, Pat. I'm trying to get into a later pairing. You know what I mean?
Hey, man, we need to put together a golf trip or something, man.
Ooh.
Let's do it. Listen, I'll get ripped too. I'll get a six-pack. We'll do it to a beach. Everybody will be awesome. Ladies and gentlemen, 12-year NFL vet, perennial All-Pro, the man who iced the game against Buffalo, Patrick Peterson. Thank you, buddy.
Yeah.
Sounds like that team likes each other a lot.
Yep.